Paulo Costa versus Marvin Vettori. Just got done watching the fight, and I gotta say, man, if you were to ask me right now, how did you score the fight? Which rounds did you score? And for who did you score each? I'm not gonna be able to tell you because I really was not scoring this fight. It was there's so much chaos. There was so much chaos, so much surrounding this fight. The point deduction, like it was very difficult to keep up with the scoring and also enjoy the absolute insanity that was going on in front of us. So before they even got to the octagon, of course, whole lot of controversy. The fight is scheduled for 185 middleweight, Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori. This is the contract that they signed. 185, that's the weight we're going to make. Of course, Marvin Vettori shows up on weight, 185. Paulo Costa, on the other hand, shows up overweight. He's over 200 pounds. I think he said he was 211 at some point. And then he was throwing out, maybe we can do the fight at a catch weight of 195 or 190 something, he was saying. Which is like I said this before in a different video, man. It takes a whole lot of balls to have a fight scheduled at a specific weight class in the UFC, and then you show up overweight. I mean, you had time to make the weight. You show up overweight, and you get your opponent to agree not only to not fight at the weight that you guys scheduled, but to fight at 205. Like, how do you do that? That is a massive advantage. It truly is. And, there was speculation that, there could be a lot of shit that happened beforehand. It's very possible that Paulo is not going to come in here ready. And you know what, man? In the first few rounds of the fight, as it was going, it did look like, wow, like maybe a lot of things happened. Maybe there's a very good reason for why he showed up very overweight, because it looked like he was gassing. It looked like he was getting tired very quickly. He was breathing really heavy. His strikes seemed a bit labored. It looked like any moment now Paulo Costa is going to completely gas out and Marvin is going to get him out of there. But that is not what happened. That is not what happened. And in his when he won the fight, when he was asked about the fight, Marvin definitely talked about how he felt Paulo was ready. He felt like he was ready. Like, this was not, it didn't seem like it was a mistake. To him, it seemed like this was almost planned. And to me also, as I'm looking at it, it also seems like it was planned. Like, I gotcha, I'm going to show up overweight. I'm not going to tire myself out trying to make weight. I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to have more power. And my cardio is going to hold up. And I'm probably going to be able to finish you. That seems to be what he planned to do coming in. But of course, it backfired. It backfired on him because I believe it was in round number 2. He poked Marvin in the eye after the referee had already warned him numerous times to keep the hands closed. He poked him in the eye. It didn't seem like the ref was going to take a point at first, but then he took 1 point. And then, again, I apologize. I'm going to have to rewatch the fight to be able to score it, because right now, I truly, truly cannot tell you how each round was scored. Because I literally didn't score the rounds myself. This is a fight that I'm going to have to rewatch. But I would say the two biggest things that I took away from the fight is, one, Marvin Vettori proves once again that he is extremely durable. He proves once again that he's extremely durable. The man, if I remember correctly, has not been finished yet in the UFC. And he's fought some very dangerous strikers. He's been in there with Israel Adesanya, of course, who finished Paulo Costa. And now he's fought Paulo Costa, who hit him with some insane bombs. I'm talking head kicks, body shots, hooks to the head, cross to the head. I mean, he hit this dude with so many clean shots that at the very least should hurt the opponent and get them very close to being finished. Not Marvin Vettori. Very, very durable, very tough guy, even in the later rounds after taking a shitload of damage. For Paulo Costa, we learned, even when he's tired, even when he's huffing and puffing and breathing super heavy, he is still dangerous as hell. I mean, we saw that in his fight against Yoel Romero, which was like before the Israel fight, that was the hardest fight he ever had. They went to a decision. It was a 3-round hard fought fight. He was tired in that fight, but he was still able to beat Yoel Romero. He was still able to outwork him. We saw the same thing today. Tired, breathing heavy, still able to generate power, still able to generate speed. Just overall, man, the dude is so entertaining to watch. And of course, his body shots, his body kicks, he's been known for that for a very long time. He doesn't just headhunt. He goes to the head, he goes to the body, he goes to the legs. Meanwhile, Marvin Vettori, of course, goes mostly to the head, a couple times to the body, but for the most part, he tends to focus his shots on the head. Biggest surprise for me, though, is that Marvin did not wrestle more. I really thought that he was going to try to wrestle a bit more. It's possible he was worried about wrestling a bigger man who also happens to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu, even though we don't really get to see it that much. But trying to wrestle a bigger man can tire you out really quickly, especially if the bigger man you're wrestling or you're trying to grapple with also knows how to grapple. So it's possible he was maybe he was staying away from grappling because of that. It could also be that he wanted to show that he can strike with the best of them. He's done that with Israel. Of course, he got outstruck by Israel. And now he's done that with Paulo Costa. And for the most part, he outstruck Paulo Costa. He landed more shots. Of course, he didn't land the harder shots. And when you look at the judging criteria, typically what gets scored more are the harder shots as opposed to like the volume. It's not a volume thing. But he did land more than Paulo, which it's impressive. No matter how you look at it, it's an impressive thing. But man, overall, just a really, really good fight. A really good fight. Besides the controversy, besides the weight thing, besides the chaos of the whole situation, I think it was a great fight. I think these two guys showed up. They really delivered. They fought their hearts out. Paulo is never in a boring fight. I don't think he's ever going to be in a boring fight. He's just not built like that. His style of striking, very aggressive, roundhouse heavy, combination heavy, power heavy. That style of striking, I don't think it's ever going to lead to a boring fight ever. It's just not. So exciting fight by both guys. They both brought it. And now the question is, where is Paulo Costa gonna go from here? Is he going to stay in the light heavyweight division? Is he going to try to get used to moving around his weight? Is he going to go back down to the middleweight division and maybe actually make weight in his next fight? I don't know. What's next? And what's next for Marvin Vettori as well? He said he's not really chasing the belt too much anymore. I don't blame him. I mean, he already lost to Izzy twice. Now he says he wants to just focus on fighting the best guy. So who's the best guy? Like, who's he going to be fighting next? I don't know. Personally, I would like to see Paulo explore 205. I would like to see him explore 205. He already showed today that his gas tank can hold up. It can hold up. So I'd like to see him stay at that weight, train at that weight, get used to moving his body around better at that weight, and then just see if maybe he can make a run at light heavyweight. I think he can. I really think he can. Better than he can do at middleweight right now, because I just don't see him ever being able to beat Israel Adesanya. I just don't see that happening. But that is it, folks. We are going to end it right here. Just wanted to hop on, give my my thoughts, reaction to the main card. To the main event. If you've not seen the main event, go check it out. It was a really, 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 really good fight. And next one is going to be Glover Teixeira versus Jan Blachowicz. I am really, really looking forward to that. I cannot wait to see how that happens. We're going to be doing fighter showcases for these for the next card, so keep an eye out for that. But that's it. Tomorrow I've got my competition. Competing at middleweight. Middleweight is 186 to 200 pounds. I weighed in today at a solid 195. I feel good. I feel strong. The only thing I'm worried about a little bit is just my shoulder, but I think I can take care of it. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go out there. We're going to do my very best. I'm going to record the fights, and voice crack. I'm going to record the fights and show you guys how I did, win, lose, or whatever. But that is it. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Peace out.